Welcome back. It's Thursday, so time for Talking Kids with Dr. Caitlynn. Lexington pediatrician Dr. Caitlynn Iddings with us this morning, as she is every single Thursday. Good to see you this morning, Doc.
Yeah, good morning.
So today we're going to talk about the flu, because it's the flu season again, and unprecedented cases in many places. Matter of fact, what did was it the health department? What did they say?
Well, yeah, you may have seen this tweeted by the Fayette County Health Department saying that lab-confirmed flu cases in Lexington have more than quadrupled in just the past week. And you were telling us during the break, you certainly believe that is true because you've probably seen that many cases just in your office alone.
Yeah, and they only report PCR tests or tests that are done in the hospital to the health department. So the ones that we do the rapid test on your child in clinic, those aren't reported, but we do kind of keep a running tally. And we had our doctor's meeting on Tuesday, and our office manager said 49% positivity rate on flu tests.
So for everyone that's coming in to get tested, nearly half are
positive.
Confirmed to have flu. Wow.
And most of it is flu A, which is the strain that we know the vaccine is not as good at preventing.
Okay.
Because it's the one that tends to mutate the fastest. So we base kind of our vaccine studies on what happens in Australia during the summer, because their summer, our summer's their winter, right? So it sort of gives us a little crystal ball to be able to look and say, what do we need to put in our flu vaccine so that we don't have people get as sick? And so the flu vaccine has been actually pretty good, even against this H3N2 strain that has been sort of raging right now.
Okay.
I would say for kids that I see in the office, I can tell a distinct difference between the ones who have already had their vaccine and the ones that haven't. The ones that have their vaccine, they look sick, maybe a little glassy-eyed, but they're sitting up, they're talking to you. The ones that haven't are curled up in a ball with their fleece blanket, laying down with chills and just feeling really cruddy. And so I always tell people, everyone says, well, every time I get the flu vaccine, I get the flu anyway. And I'm like, well, that's not really the point of the vaccine. It's to keep you from getting very seriously ill, hospitalized, or dead. And so you're still here, so it worked, right? That's
that's a different way to look, because I think I've been under that assumption
before. It's not a sterilizing vaccine, but it does decrease the duration of symptoms, the amount that you can spread it to others, and also, how sick you're going to be personally. So we still do encourage you, if you haven't gotten it yet, it's not, we are having a lot of flu A, but we still have probably some other strains that are going to come through, and then we still have potentially a whole flu B season that might come kind of January, February, which is more typical, depending on what happens with COVID.
And the duration or the effectiveness of the vaccine, what are we talking, 6 months? How long should it last?
I mean, ideally, we want it to last 6 months. We know it works very strongly for at least 4 months, which is why a lot of people are more hesitant to get it, early in September, but it came early this year, right? So that's sort of this balance of, we had an early flu season, you want to be protected, it takes 2 weeks for you to get good protection from the vaccine. That's the other thing that'll happen. People say, oh, it gave me the flu. Well, no, flu is widely circulating right now. 50% positivity rate. If you were in a doctor's office, you were probably sitting next to someone with the flu, and it took you, 2 weeks to build immunity, and you just weren't there yet, and you got sick.
So specifically for kids, what age do they need to be before it's safe to get a flu vaccine?
They have to be at least 6 months before they can even get it, which is why we encourage people with little babies. I mean, with all the RSV and all the stuff going around for little babies this time of year, you should really try to get your flu vaccine to help protect that age range, because they can't get it, and they're the ones that could potentially get the most sick from it.
Great information, Dr. Caitlynn. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes.